Spoilers, WWE Survivor Series 2024 results. Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Have a nice day. I am Jessica. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. WWE Survivor Series 2024 is coming our way on Saturday, November 30 from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. With 2 WarGames matches and 3 title bouts, WWE has once again opted for a 5-match card, which has been a common theme with premium live events this year. Here's a preview of all the matches announced, as well as betting odds via BetOnline, which can represent spoilers and predictions for each result. Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez and Candice LeRae vs Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Io Sky and Naomi Women's WarGames match. One of 2 WarGames matches at WWE Survivor Series this year comes from the women's division, but the lineup has undergone a notable change. Jade Cargill has been written out of the lineup and replaced with Bayley, who joins the babyface side despite her history of issues with Io Sky and Bianca Belair. At first this was just a load of women thrown together, but over the past couple of weeks, the babyface team especially has become a bit more interesting with the historical issues between the different women being brought up. Bayley even convinced Belair to trust her by helping Belair beat Nia Jax on Raw in the WarGames match order advantage match. It's never easy to predict matches like this, but just on the basis that Io Sky is the one contender for Liv Morgan's Women's World Championship, it would make sense for Sky to pick up some momentum heading into that match, so we'll go with her side picking up the win. Prediction: Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Io Sky and Naomi. Betting favorite: Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Io Sky and Naomi. Belair, Ripley, Bayley, Sky and Naomi 200 vs Morgan, Jax, Stratton, Rodriguez and LeRae plus 150. LA Knight, C vs Shinsuke Nakamura WWE United States Championship. By WWE PLE standards this year, this is probably one of the weaker built matches we've seen for quite some time. Considering the lineup is only made up of 5 matches, this being one of them came as a surprise to a lot of people when it was announced. With that being said, it's nice to see LA Knight and the US title with a spot on a big show like Survivor Series, and it's obviously good to see Shinsuke Nakamura back in action. As for the result, this is an odd one because it doesn't seem like there's a good reason to beat LA Knight right now, but on the other hand, Nakamura losing his first big match upon returning would be a bit deflating as well. Perhaps the best option is that Nakamura can lose but get some heat back by attacking Knight post-match or something like that. Prediction: LA Knight. Betting favorite: Shinsuke Nakamura, Nakamura 140 vs Knight plus 100. Braun Breaker, C vs Sheamus vs Ludwig Kaiser WWE Intercontinental Championship. Speaking of it being nice to see mid-card titles on WWE PLEs, it's a doubleheader at Survivor Series as we've got the Intercontinental Championship on the line too. The interesting thing here is, as well as the issues between the 3 participants, both challengers come into it with their own interesting side stories. For Sheamus, anytime he enters an IC title match, there's the story of it being the final piece of the puzzle to him becoming an Ultimate Grand Slam champion this time around. It feels like there's not a huge deal being made out of that, which would imply now isn't the time for it to happen. As for Kaiser, his side quest of sorts is to get back into the good graces of Gunther, and success here would certainly do that, although the more interesting story could be what would happen if he comes out of Survivor Series empty-handed and has to explain himself. With those in mind, and the fact Breaker's second title reign has really only just begun, Breaker would be the favorite to retain here, although there's really no bad option no matter who wins this one. Prediction: Braun Breaker. Betting favorite: Braun Breaker, Breaker 1000 vs Sheamus plus 550 vs Kaiser plus 1000. Gunther, C vs Damian Priest World Heavyweight Championship. WWE Survivor Series 2024 will feature a rematch from SummerSlam as Gunther defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. At SummerSlam, it was Priest defending against Gunther, and Judgment Day's Finn Balor cost Priest the match. By now though, Priest has moved on from Judgment Day and they shouldn't be a factor here. WWE has pretty much given Damian Priest everything in the build-up to this one, with Gunther perhaps looking weaker than he ever has in WWE before, being laid out by Priest repeatedly. Don't expect that to last though. It would be a shock if he doesn't make up for it with a win here. There's simply no reason to bring Gunther's title reign to an end, and right now WWE doesn't really do things for no reason. Prediction: Gunther. Betting favorite: Gunther 5,000 versus Priest plus 1,200. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, The Usos and Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Bronson Reed, Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga Bloodline WarGames match. The main event and far away the biggest match on the card for WWE Survivor Series 2024 is the Bloodline vs. Bloodline WarGames match. All the questions about potential fifth men have now been answered, with Bronson Reed joining Solo Sikoa's new Bloodline, and CM Punk joining Roman Reigns' OG Bloodline team via Paul Heyman. There are so many theories flying around as to potential stories and betrayals here. Are Paul Heyman and CM Punk really on the OG's side? Is Jimmy Uso on board with them? Does The Rock have anything to do with it? The list goes on. Wrestling logic would suggest the new Bloodline win here, as we still have the big singles match with Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa to come, and the odds do just about support that idea. It could go either way though. It all depends on what directions are planned coming out of it, and with so many possibilities, that's pretty hard to predict. Prediction: New Bloodline. Betting favorite: New Bloodline 150 versus OG Bloodline plus 100.